everyone.
Welcome.
RIV Talks.
I'm Oscar.
I'm John.
And we're here to talk some drones.
Yeah, dude. Drone time.
Right. I mean, we had, if you watched it, this is actually going to be one to get ready for because we had, we're going to have
Laura coming in from Pittsco to talk with us about her experiences and how she ended up getting into education and teaching through education and finally pushing educational product and making it available for schools and communities in the public and private school sector. So for us, we have exciting news. Pittsco has actually partnered with RIV. So thank you, Pittsco, for that opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you for the drone package that you're offering. So if schools that are watching this that are new principals or anybody in admin, if you're looking to get drone teams at your campus, we'll put Laura's contact information up for Pittsco, and you can get a great deal on a pack of 10 drones and some stuff. So today's talk is really about how to develop and make your drone team.
Yeah, because in the past we've talked about creating your robotics teams, and then we talked about esports teams. Now this is a new concept of our new game, and we're going to be talking about how you should start developing and getting your teams together for drones.
Yep.
So, here's the drone that we're using.
The Echo.
The drone Echo, and a lot of exciting things with it. It has a bunch of sensors on it. Very quiet, very lightweight. And don't worry, it's light enough for you LAUSD teachers to use it without getting the whole crazy certifications and all that stuff. So it's right under the size limit and the weight limit.
Weight, yes. It meets the weight requirements to be below having to be registered with the state.
Right.
It does have the camera, but also very excitingly, it is programmable.
Yes, meaning you can use Blockly coding to program these things to run autonomously. So that's a whole new another level. Don't worry, that's not in this year's event.
Not this year, but definitely coming down the pipeline for future games. On the note of this year's event, we have two exciting games that RIV has the pleasure of offering. We have the drone race and a drone landing. So obstacle course is more of what it is. It's a race through an obstacle course and a drone landing. For that information, please hop over to our website. We are currently looking for volunteers for that event. So if you are someone who kind of just loves drones, passionate about it, and you want to just volunteer for the day, jump on our volunteer list. We're always looking for people.
And I was going to say, it's going to be hosted at your school. So thanks.
It's going to be hosted at Balboa Elementary this year. We're super excited to host RIV for the drone event. It is the first ever drone event that's being done through RIV. And I think it's the first, the first event for elementary school kids.
Yeah, I've always heard only middle schools and high schools, more high schools in the district and around the area. So we're pushing the limits with the little guys.
Yep. So we got our age group that we recommend is 5 to 6, but you can start as early as 3, 4, 5, 6.
Great, not years old.
Yeah, clarify.
5-year-old, 6-year-old. They probably can do it, though.
Yeah, they probably can nowadays. So one thing to think about when creating a team is the number of devices you have accessible to you. I know that Pittsco is offering a special on 10 drones. Which would, for the competition, allow you to have 20 students compete. And we do teams of two children per drone. As far as coaches, what to expect there to be a lot of crashing. As someone who did a club recently, we started 3 weeks ago, there will be a lot of trial and error. It's not as easy as it looks, but once your students start to get it and comprehend it, it's amazing and it's priceless. The expressions, the reactions, those have been my experiences with it. I think that having a team of 20 is very manageable. If you can't afford an arena or that bundle is too pricey, I think that bundle is $6K. Give or take $6K. It would come with an arena, 10 drones, and some obstacle tools. But if you want to get it more specific for your school, you want to opt out of things, you can. I am currently using an auditorium. Oscar might be using a different.
I'm using hallways in the classrooms. So, I mean, you don't need to use the whole netting as long as you have an area where you can keep the drone safe from leaving and going into the sky. You want to kind of have them enclosed somewhere in-house before, they're just learning.
As the kids are getting more comfortable, and you can assess if they can handle a free range situation. But for
even for
now,
RIV, yeah, we're gonna have
a closed an
arena
for the students.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about. You can make obstacles out of pool noodles, PVC. This is an example of an obstacle that you can practice with. It's very easy to make. Also, conveniently, Pittsco offers these arenas and these materials. So if you have a school that you can bundle, maybe you can opt out of the netting, but you can definitely get the arenas, stuff like that. But what other tips do you have for our new coaches coming in? Because this is a new ball game.
Yeah, this is a whole new ball game. So when we got our bundle, we got the bigger package, and we were lucky enough to get that with the funds that we got. But keeping it organized is one thing, but making sure the batteries are charged. We experienced that earlier today when we were doing a little test run, and one of the batteries wasn't charged. But these things hold a really good charge, between 8 to 12 minutes. I mean, I could be wrong, but if you're going to be riding it hard, that's how long the life is at, which is about
12 minutes.
8 to 12.
It doesn't seem like a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot. And then the other thing, too, I recommend is in the package, there's a little card. And on the card, it has all what all the toggles and the buttons do. Yeah. So I would get them laminated, especially when you get all the little kids' greasy hands on here. So you want to get this laminated, and it easily fits right on top. So when you store it away, it comes with it. I personally, this one's not labeled yet, but I labeled mine at school with a C1 for controller 1 and D1 with drone 1, so it matches
you're
up.
Fancy.
Yeah, so a little label maker.
I'll tell you what I did right now. After, so we can give different tips.
Right, and then I also marked them with different prop guards. Just to kind of differentiate, which ones are which, and they all come with different color props,
Green,
depending if you have the whole kit. Yeah, the different colors. So, and then the other thing too, I mean, if you have it, if you're able to, what I did, I was able to get rechargeables, batteries, in here as opposed to getting your regular.
I would say that's a pro tip. Go on Amazon, buy rechargeable batteries for the remote. The drone itself comes with 2 batteries.
Yeah, so you get 2 batteries with it. So I mean,
you're looking at 24 minutes of flight, essentially, is what you're looking at.
Which is good because you have one student per battery if you have the team, and the other one's charging, and it's good. You have some downtime too because they do run hot because they are running small motors, and they do get a little hot, and it gives them time. So 24 minutes, half an hour in the class. Drone clubs are usually about an hour anyways,
an hour and a half.
So it's perfect. That's what I have so far. Just keeping everything organized and just making sure that you're telling the students to, making sure they're charging the drone batteries and just keeping an eye on it. They can test how long the life is on there. 3 little green dots come on. They probably came on really quick. There we go. On and off, and then they're ready to go.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give some pro tips right now.
So mine were pro tips. Sorry, guys.
No.
I'm playing.
Oh my goodness.
Come on,
man. It's been a long night, guys. Here's what's gonna happen. So on the battery itself, for it to start and actually turn on, you have to physically hold the battery. The 3 lights will appear, and then you can release. So I hope you guys see that on camera. The batteries will stay on. Once you've done that, you can actually turn on your remote.
So you got your lights flashing here.
Watch your fingers. Good,
yes, sir.
Okay, what we've learned, and I learned this through experience, and you can tell me if your experience is a little different, is when you pull the 2 triggers down opposite directions, and you wait a second, you hear that, and it powers up, you can actually release this and just hold that and it'll go up.
Run the lift.
So a lot of the first issues is students will do this and then instantly do this. And sometimes it won't lift because they won't release this. But you'll get in the air and it has a sensor that doesn't want it to hit the floor. So you have to be aware that once you get it where you want it, you kind of have to press the down landing button and it will go down. See, I practiced.
Yeah, you did.
You guys have seen this the first time, I probably hit the camera. So with that being said, the biggest issues as a coach that I ran into in the first class was just getting it to go up. because the students want to hold this down and then press this. And it doesn't work. You hold this, let that power up, release, and then press, and it'll shoot right up. Be aware, another pro tip that I ran into was if your propellers are not pushed in all the way and they're slightly out, they can fly off. The other problem is your drone will tilt and will automatically fly into a wall. Warn your students as well, coaches, you can get cut. These are real propellers going at high speed. You want to make sure that your teams, you have safety precautions in place and you've discussed that thoroughly with your team. So what I've done is I told my teams in all transparency, if anybody gets hurt in any way, the club would probably be shut down. So you want to make sure that you're practicing safety. I will say that having a net makes that nice because they can stand outside the net, but I've done 3 classes so far. I've had no issues. The students have learned to be responsible. Another good thing that I would say to talk to them about is it's okay to let go of the controller if you feel like you're losing control. Don't keep it going because a lot of kids will panic. They'll have the motorcycle effect where those of you that ride bikes know the new riders tend to pull the gas and it flies out from under you. Same thing with the drones. They'll want to pull down. They think they're controlling it and it ends up flying away from them. I also really push the kids that it's okay to crash because they're learning. If it's an accidental crash, they shouldn't feel bad about it. It's a learning experience, a learning process, and you don't want to belittle your teammates, your kids,
right.
If they're barely learning, they barely get it, and it hits a wall. It's meant to survive that kind of stuff, and it comes with enough parts that you can repair pretty much anything on it.
Right. So you got plenty of props that come with it. Props are pretty easy to put on. They're labeled A and B, so you know. If you don't know, it's A and A,
there we go.
opposite, and then B and B, opposite. So you don't want to do B and B. I did that. I had a student do B and B on top, and now the drone was doing this number, and
I did not know that. So pro tip has been learned. Read the manual.
Yeah. And then what's really neat too, there are in the kits there are actually little tools to help you remove the props too. So you don't want to have the kids try to do all this number because they'll end up hurting the guards or anything like that. There's a tool to kind of like shimmy it right off. So what did I do
What
wrong?
was that? Not to pull it off like that? What did I do wrong?
You pulled it off like that?
Pull it off, guys!
Oh, no.
Let's learn about the parts.
Well, now John knows that there's a tool in the kit.
Yes.
Okay? And then, again, these take a beating. They do really take a beating, so don't worry. And then...
and I feel like when a kid is learning, the last thing we want to do is dishearten them because they crash. No. Mm-hmm. You gotta make peace with accidents happening.
Making accidents.
They're happy accidents, as my boy, what's his name? Bob Ross would say.
Bob Ross would say.
Because it's part of it. It's part of the drone learning process, and that's why they're educational drones. That's why there's so many parts for them. So coaches, be aware that it probably will happen. Make sure that when you fly, you're on a full charge.
Yes.
For both the remote and the drone, because battery loss is a big deal in drone flight. You lose power to certain things, and it really throws off the entire spectrum of the drone, and can cause issues that you can avoid by having fully charged batteries.
Right.
But other than that,
one more too. I know we talked about the big package, and if you can't pay for that large package with the netting and stuff like that
you
too.
can buy individual.
Yeah, you can do. There's a bunch of other stuff too, but I mean, I know getting the netting. We were talking about the safety of the kids.
I mean,
yeah, I know. But if you if you want to make sure you're,
I was vandalized, guys.
Oh yeah,
I was.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, that's a true story.
True story. # True Tales of John.
Yeah.
I'll tell it now because we can't leave on a cliffhanger.
Can I finish that part?
Finish your thought.
Not that I don't want to hear your story.
I know, but now
it makes me sad. Yeah.
Making me sad.
Well, if you don't have a net, I'm sorry, John. If you don't have a net, your best thing to do, just so you don't get in trouble and the safety of the kids, the quick little safety glasses, because you don't want to. If that.
Oh God, don't tell them that, because now I need to go get goggles.
Oh, well, I got a box of them for you, John. Don't worry about it. So, but no, just. if you're worried about not getting the netting, or
Only
that you lost
allow
your netting.
kids that have glasses
Yes.
on your teams.
But that's what I would do too, just to make sure it's just
No,
safe
that's a
for
great
right now.
tip. That's a great tip. 'Cause
And then, yeah, or you can make your own netting if you have stuff around.
yeah.
But sorry, John. Now let's go ahead. Cue the violins music, and
We worked really hard to set up a custom arena. We had bought the kit. We had a 15 by 20 foot arena. It took 5 adults and myself to really make it like perfect. We taped it down. I had do a shout out Miss Suarez, Miss Amthor, Leva, myself, and Michael that works at my school. We all kind of built it together in parts, and we kind of made sure it was all perfect. Get the netting on. Friday night, some vandals jumped over the school and cut up all the netting because they couldn't figure out how to get into the arena, and then proceeded to break all the PVC. So our, what is it, like $3,000 arena?
$3,000 arena.
Down the drain. But it just made our kids stronger. It made us realize that we can persevere, and my team is working in the auditorium and in my classroom. And yeah, I've sacrificed a couple of my plants to drone blades, but otherwise, it's going well. And I think that things happened. It was a life lesson for my team. They were really bummed out about it, but we've been fortunate they've given us the auditorium to work in.
That's nice.
So, the point of that story is not to bum you out. It's more of there's always a way. Or there's no reason to not proceed and try and show the kids that things happen, life happens. We like to think maybe those vandals were going through something and it helped them emotionally to destroy the netting.
Destroy the netting.
Yeah, but it happened, and it can happen. So wherever you put your netting in your arena, put it in a safe place. Make sure that it's not visible to the outdoors.
And if you're coming out to the event, we'll have one out there.
We will. If it's a windy day, we're planning on actually doing an indoor setup. And we will discuss that the day of.
Or not the day before.
Or the day before. We'll know the weather, and if the weather does not permit, because that is one thing that we didn't talk about, is wind. Okay, so if you are practicing in an arena outside, and you're having that, if it's a very windy day, either way, you're gonna have to go indoors. It's not gonna work under high wind conditions. Like any drone won't work.
Especially here in California.
Yes.
This part.
So if you get high winds, you're gonna have to go indoors. Think of that ahead of time. You can bring up to 10 teams to the RIV
10
event.
teams, yeah. And if you guys can't get the full set,
Yeah,
right,
go halfies.
Go halvesies and do it that way. But you're gonna learn that the kids are gonna learn just ways to communicate with each other, going through the obstacles.
A lot of teamwork.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of teamwork, and we're gonna break down all those rules down for you guys. We have some of it up there already, right?
Some of it's up.
But we don't want to give too much away.